After turning down a mid-season trade to the Golden State Warriors in February, Kevin Durant's future looks abundantly clear in what could be a huge warning sign to the Western Conference and the rest of the NBA. With the Phoenix Suns fielding trade offers and looking to execute a deal for the 2x Finals MVP this offseason, the buzz between Durant and the San Antonio Spurs is becoming hard to suppress. Kevin Durant could be on the verge of joining the Spurs. While the Oklahoma City Thunder and Indiana Pacers continue to battle it out in the NBA Finals, the Ringer's Bill Simmons believes a Durant deal may already be in place ahead of the draft later this month. "I wouldn't be surprised if KD to the Spurs is done already and they just haven't announced it," Simmons said on his podcast. "Basically, they've agreed on specifics. Just announce it on the week of the draft." This goes back to the Giannis thing. "I think they trade for KD because it just costs less." The only silver lining from a Warriors standpoint is that acquiring Durant would most likely take the Spurs out of the Antetokounmpo sweepstakes were he to become available. Yet with no concrete indication that the Bucks superstar wants a trade out of Milwaukee, the potential Durant to San Antonio move is far more harmful than helpful for Golden State and others in the West. With a generational, already dominant two-way force in Victor Wembanyama, the Spurs already appear on track to become a threat in the conference for years to come. Adding Durant would only accelerate that timeline, with the very real possibility that San Antonio could surge past the Warriors and others in the standings next season. Combine the Spurs with the already conference-ruling Thunder, who are similarly young, and you have to wonder how the Warriors can compete as a legitimate finals threat unless they can pull off a shock Antetokounmpo move, or something to that magnitude. Even with a fortune-changing trade for Jimmy Butler in February, it feels inevitable that a veteran team like Golden State will be cast aside for the next generation. It's what makes Stephen Curry's hamstring injury and the team's subsequent second-round elimination all the more frustrating, with that potentially the last opportunity for the Warriors to truly compete for a championship with his core. Wembanyama, Durant, and De'Aaron Fox, along with Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle and likely number 2 overall pick Dylan Harper? That's a scary combination that could spell the end of the Warriors' title hopes next season. As the Golden State Warriors enter the 2025 NBA Draft, only possessing the 41st overall pick following their blockbuster deal with the Miami Heat last season, they must do their best to maximize its value in order to add a useful piece to their rotation. Sports Illustrated's latest mock draft has the Warriors taking Wake Forest guard Hunter Sallis with his pick, and, if this prediction proves to be true, this could be a major addition to the roster. With evident scoring ability and defensive presence, Sallis could be the ideal pick at Golden State's current selection spot, and the prospect of adding such a player should excite all fans of the team. Hunter Sallis could be the ideal draft selection for the Warriors. Sallis, after spending his first 2 years on the bench at Gonzaga, transferred to Wake Forest, immediately taking on starting responsibilities for his new program and becoming a major scoring threat in the ACC. In his junior season, Sallis averaged 18 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, while shooting a remarkable 40.5% from beyond the arc. According to Kevin O'Connor, Yahoo Sports senior NBA analyst, Sallis is a poised, efficient scorer with body control, defensive tenacity, and the passing feel to hint at more upside. An effective at-rim finisher, Sallis's scoring package is deep and, coupled with his ample off-ball movement, he could fit very quickly into the Warriors' offensive scheme. Moreover, despite his 6 feet 5 inches, 175-pound frame, Sallis is a tenacious defender, chasing down blocks and cutting off passing lanes, prompting O'Connor to compare him to Minnesota Timberwolves guard Dante DiVincenzo. Yet, his weaknesses, including his inconsistent three-point shooting, have caused a second-round projection for the young prospect. In his senior season, his perimeter shot fell off entirely, as he recorded a 27.7% mark from beyond the arc on similar volume to his junior season. While his junior season numbers may have been a fluke, the rest of his offensive game, including his constant intensity on the court, could still enable him to slot into the backcourt mix with Brandon Podziemski and Buddy Hield before the end of his first season. Last season, he made 52.3% of his mid-range pull-ups, compared to 45.7% of his total field goal attempts, and his strength in that area could supplement a Golden State team that is deficient in the paint and mid-range areas. With players such as Gary Payton II and Pat Spencer possibly being on their way out, the Warriors may be poised to select a guard in this draft, and, if that proves true, Salas could be the ideal selection. Golden State Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. is up for a big offseason. The team's shot caller has done a solid job thus far in his tenure, though a pivotal summer is coming. Behind Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Draymond Green, the Warriors have the makings of a team capable of capturing one last title. How Golden State builds around the trio will make all the difference, though. There was a glaring need for perimeter shooting and a solid big man for the Warriors this past postseason. With the way the NBA landscape is shaking out, the Warriors might be able to address those needs in a trade. The Boston Celtics saw Jason Tatum suffer a season-ending injury in the playoffs. They'll want to avoid the second apron next season, as they'll be handicapped in roster-making ability and be stuck with a high tax bill, all to not compete for a title. Trading high-salaried players would make sense, as they essentially take an off year with Tatum sidelined. The Warriors, in this scenario, could target Celtics star center Kristaps Porzingis, who would help the team add both shooting and size. The Latvian star recently got a big update, too. The prevailing thought among league executives is the Celtics will need to include draft capital in a trade offloading Kristaps Porzingis' $30.7 million expiring contract. Evan Sidery shared on X. Boston is very open to moving Porzingis, as their top goal will be to dodge the second apron this offseason. The idea that the Celtics would need to attach capital to move Porzingis is interesting. This could mean the price is lowered to land the 7'3" talent in a trade. It'd be a gamble for the Warriors, as Porzingis has had shaky availability throughout his career, but if they can trade for the star talent for a discount, they could continue to use their capital to make moves beyond the hypothetical trade with the Celtics.